So I think this is going to be my third and final video recording here at my dad's house because, again, this background is so much prettier than my room. And so, without further ado, here is my list because I had to write it down because I'm recording on my phone because I didn't bring my camera of the books that I am going to be talking about in the month of June. So the first book, I will say this, most of these at this point when I'm recording this, I have read these. It's just the last two that I have not read because I try to be ahead, especially with the library, because I have like 3 or 4 that I've had holds on since March. They're not doing anything. It's not shipping. There's no like list. Like I'm the first one there. I don't know. I don't think these books actually exist at the library, so I just opt to be a month ahead basically and not record this until I have all of the books that I know I'm going to read in the month already pretty much done, or at least checked out. So that said, the first book is Llewellyn's Little Book of Unicorns. I absolutely loved this book. It was so much fun to read. It's one of those that I do plan to go buy. And I think these are mostly in order of what you're going to see them as well. So this one you'll be hearing about very soon. It's one of those little books that I love when I get those from the library because they're fast and easy to get through, but it actually was a really fun book. Then we have the worst book ever in existence of currently because like it actually took down Basic Witches is the worst book I've read. And has now taken up its hold. So we have Witchcraft, a handbook of magic spells and potions. Truly the worst. Patrons will have an extended discussion for that one to keep an eye out for because, oh my god, it was bad. So keep an eye out for that one. And the video for that one is also pretty long too, because normally my reviews are like anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes, give or take. And this one's like 20 plus minutes. So I had a lot to say about how terrible and awful that book was. So look forward to that soon too. Then we have Practical Witch's Spellbook. This is by Cerridwen Greenleaf, and I've just kind of learned that I don't love her work. And I didn't realize who the author was because like 90% of the time when I'm like choosing books from the library, I'm not sitting here like, oh, who's the author? I'm just like, oh my god, it's a book. So I just grab it because I'm not paying for it. So like, it's fine. I can read whatever. But yeah. Needless to say, it's like kind of the same vibes as the other book of hers that I've read. Then we have the 2023 Magical Almanac from Llewellyn, and this is the current year, obviously. They set these up as the 4 elements, and then it's just a bunch of articles within those. So it's like the earth, air, fire, water section, and then it has the almanac in the middle. And that just tells you, like, the almanac is like, hey, the moon is in this phase, the whatever energies for that day, whatever, a very brief little thing. Honestly, some of these almanacs, like some of the articles are interesting. I think I had more from this one than the one later on that we're going to talk about. But again, it's great if you are beginners, like if you are just needing to learn more about witchery as a whole, because they cover a variety of topics. Then we've got Backyard Garden Witchery. This is one of my new favorites. She is such a good author. She did such a fantastic job with this book. I absolutely loved it. I do plan to buy her book, and I do also want to get her other one. I don't know if it's at the library. I haven't checked yet, but it is. She has one on Kitchen Witchery, but like this one was so good. Definitely recommend. Can't wait to talk about it with you guys. Then we have Wicca, Book of Spells. This is by Lisa Chamberlain. Her books are always phenomenal. I love them. This one, unfortunately, being a library copy, did have some damage, but when I can buy a copy of it, I will. Because so far, I've loved all of her books, so I do plan to eventually get all of hers. Then we have the 2022 Magical Almanac, because I did want to compare year to year, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be super dated. Like the Sabbath one is kind of dated-ish. Like sometimes there's articles that are like you can go back on, but also at the same time, like a lot of it is based on that year. These are not. These are articles. It's like The Witch's Companion, where you can just read through it any year and it's fine. And I did find that I had less that I liked from that one than the 2023 edition, but I think it's just a lot of authors that I didn't particularly enjoy to begin with. So take it for a grain of salt with that. Then the last 2 books are the ones I just barely checked out from the library. So I am currently actually reading them in the opposite order that you'll see them. But Broth of the Cauldron, I have no idea. I just was like, cool, it's a book. I'll read it. I have no idea what it's about in the slightest. I just know it's a witchy book, so we'll see. I have zero idea. Half the time I don't even read the description of the book. I just look at the cover and look at, because again, I'm searching like specifically like publishing houses, witchcraft, pagan, whatever I can find from the library. Every time I get different results. So it's just kind of whatever pops up. I'm like, alright, cool. And then I find out after I get it. So I have no idea. It's currently waiting to be read. I'll read that here this week. And then the last one is the one I'm actually reading, which is Seasons of a Magical Life. And this one is supposed to be about the Wheel of the Year. So far, I'm about 20 pages in, and it is mostly just kind of bordering into like fictional, of just like the storytelling weirdness. I'm not a huge fan of it so far. I'll see if it gets better. And we'll talk about it towards the end of June. So anyways, that is going to be it for the books that I'll be talking about in June 2023. So I would love to hear what witchy books you are reading, and of course any of the ones that you are excited about hearing about in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.